Well, this La Rochelle pack is big and physical, no surprise there. Typified by Cobus Grobbelaar, the South African. He packs down with Leo Cedro, a regular first teamer. Benoit Guillot, who won this Challenge Cup a couple of seasons ago with Biarritz. Julien Audi and Jules Lebay will orchestrate this backline full of devastating runners like Kinney, Murray Valou. No, a loafer, a late change there, so Hamish Gard starts in the centre, and Exeter will also have to watch Levine Botia on the right wing. May know fullback Pascal Barak as well from his days of Biarritz and Toulouse. Yes, there are changes for Rob Baxter's side, but there was always going to be. But this is still a strong side led by Gareth Steenson, a man right on top of his game. He's been rewarded, hasn't he, this morning with a new 3-year contract. Experience at 9 as well with Hayden Thomas. Adam Hughes gets a chance to punt Adam Whitten in the centres. There's pace and power on the wings in the form of Tom James and Matt Jess. Up front, Luke Cowan-Dickey at hooker continues to impress alongside Scotland international Moray Lowe. Wait behind him with Mitch Lees at 4, and Dave Ewers is joined in that back row by Ben White. On to the replacements. In Kevin Goujon, La Rochelle had the very definition of impact. He's been ripping up trees in the top 14 all season. For the Chiefs, serious cavalry with 3 internationals: Dean Munn, Kerry Sweeney and Tongan Fetu Vainu Kolo. We've never met before, these two sides, so it's a new experience all round. New experience, La Rochelle for Dowie Morris as well. It's a good evening to you, Dowie. And Exeter come into this game flying high, don't they?
They certainly do, Johnny. They arrive in the Bay of Biscay knowing a win would set them up and put themselves in pole position in Pool 2. Rob Baxter has rung the changes from what was an outstanding and well thought out victory at home to Saracens last week. 8 out of the starting 15 today played when they were last in France, when Bayonne stole victory from the jaws of defeat. The Devonians will want plenty of desire and direction to stop the same happening this evening.
Such a tight pool, this one, Pool 2. All 4 teams have won one and lost one. A defining game in this European campaign, Rob Baxter described this one as. Andrew McMenemy takes charge of the whistle in the middle. It is make or break time, isn't it? We are into the back-to-back rounds of 3 and 4. Great way to start this with one of, if not the form team in Europe. The Exeter Chiefs. What a journey they continue to be on. And it is Gareth Steenson, the man of the moment, who gets us underway here in La Rochelle. Rob Baxter said to me in the pre-match interview, so important this opening 20 minutes to silence the crowd, and it is a vibrant crowd here. They've been watching the under-16s on the back pitch earlier on. Make plenty of noise. 4 red cards in that game. Let's hope there's not so many red cards in this game.
I did take a look at it, and it was like old-fashioned French rugby, but under 16 level, my word. I hope we don't see any of that today, but you're right. Exeter Chief come in here after an outstanding performance against Saracens, where they basically out Saracens. 41 kicks in play for both sides, but they pressurised Saracens more. They made the mistakes, and Exeter won the game.
Well, they switched from that normal high-tempo game, didn't they, to the more territorial plan, making Saracens play from deep. It shows how far they've come in rugby IQ now. And here comes Barak for La Rochelle. Murray Valou. They will have to watch this La Rochelle backline, who do like to get ball in hand.
Well, Botia clear their flyers out there. And again, it was a wayward kick from Exeter Chiefs. It was due to go down the channel. It went right up the middle. And again, it's good counter-attack ball for La Rochelle. I said they're a traditional French side. They like to pod the ball just one out, big rumbling forwards, good set piece. And not a bad kicker. Lebay was kicking before the game and he hardly missed one, so they'll probably take this. Like I said, they're languishing at the bottom of the French 14, but they're no mugs, that's for sure.
It does promise to be an all-action evening. La Rochelle averaged something like 29 points at home in the top 14. Exeter 31 away from home in the Premiership. 65 tries between them so far this season in their respective leagues and European and Cup competitions. It all calms down for a moment. Jules Lebay can play 9 or 10 with 10 on the back tonight. And it came through the La Rochelle Academy. Has it got the legs? Just about had the legs, but not the direction. It's a let off for Exeter, isn't it? After a bit of ping pong.
Yeah, it's not the easiest of the kicks. He nearly gets obviously the direction going. If he had that, that would have been 3, but it's a long way off. But again, you've got Audi, who is a 9. Everyone likes to see the 9s kick in France, but he could stand up if Lebay Satnav goes totally awry. But again, it wasn't a kick to nothing because he had the direction in it. But I believe he's going to have to take as much as he possibly can. And you can see the blitz defence straight away from Exeter Chiefs, right into the middle, suffocating that space that La Rochelle loves so much.
And Rob Baxter has freshened up this side, of course. The likes of Henry Slade and Thomas Waldron, the excellent signing, isn't he? Being Thomas Waldron, 7 tries in the Premiership so far. The likes of Jack Noel, look else, and Dolman, Chudley as well. Not here tonight, but freshen up the squad, and they've made winning a habit, haven't they? This Exeter Chiefs side, 6 on the bounce now, and guys want to be involved in that and play for a first-team shirt, as it were.
They haven't lost since that loss in the challenge on the 18th of October against Bayonne, when they should have won the game. I mean, again, it was their all-court game that unfortunately outdid them. They were playing so well. They got 16-3 up. The ball got thrown underneath the post, under pressure. They got out of that, and he did exactly the same. Then the Bayonne scores in the last minute, converted 30 points to 24. So they will learn by it. And the players, talking to players and coaches, it's all well and good playing this 80 minutes game at 100%. You can't sustain it. You can't do it all the time. Hence, you've got to, cut your cloth in a sense, as they did against Saracens. They know the way Saracens were going to come down to Sandy Park, and they outdid them. Other times when you chase. And at other times when you're basically trying to chase the game, you have got an ability to do that. They're a very, very good attacker side, a good offloading side.
Number 1.
Well, scrum has been performing well for Exeter. Maury Lowe on the tight head tonight. Scotland international with Brett Sturgis. Tom Francis is incumbent tight head. And came from London Scottish in the summer, keeping out Maury Lowe.
Took a bit of time to bed in, I think, Maury Lowe, didn't he? Again, I'm not decrying the Pro 12, but the Premiership scrubs are a little bit more intense. And he's having to hit in and stay hit in all the time, but he's learnt, and again, Exeter wouldn't have had that incredible run, all the performances they've had without a good set piece.
Audi yelling out the hooker for La Rochelle. It's been knocked on, so Matt Jess comes away. He's such a busy player, isn't it? Muri Valu, can't miss him. Barak, not across the field. Bottia, it's past the first man. Grobbelaar inside, but Bottia may have to do it all by himself. Good tackle in the end.
Knock-on advantage.
The advantage being played.
Time off, please.
Nearly. Again, this is the danger they possess.
I just want to clarify.
The ball has gone backwards. It gets kicked forward, and that is live. The advantage was being played. Gareth Steenson's goes. Sorry, this is the advantage. And 1, 2, 3 can't get there. Goodness me.
Tackle from Tom James.
Slightly. Just over the whitewash.
Right, that's fine. So it's a knock-on advantage
outside the dead ball area. So
that's fine.
Again, this is how dangerous La Rochelle can be. They've got a lot of talent out there, given a bit of ball. You can see there, straight up the gut stuff. You got Gellan down on the big South African, the blonde South African, Grobbelaar. Unfortunately, he's got taken out, so that's it. They just like to suck it up right through the middle, and then when they get the ball out wide, as I said, Bottier is lightning, Claire is lightning. Barak can attack from 15. Good balance.
It's great work for the back 4, wasn't it? Muri Valu, 2 quick passes from him and Barak, put Bottier in that space. And the kick from Matt Jess, and look where they are now. It's not what Rob Baxter and Exeter wanted, this crowd getting themselves involved in this game. You stand here on our left-hand side.
Listen.
Marcel.
Listen. You know what? Because of the noise, you need to be very careful. Listen,
Andrew
please.
McMenemy
Difficult
laying
for
down
me
the
to get
law,
call
be very,
across.
very careful.
Okay.
We don't want a mess. Please don't have a mess in the scrums this evening.
Okay, just listen,
a lot of
please,
talent
no?
on show. He's the big South African, you can't miss him. He's like one of the Jones brothers from Wales, isn't he? Well, not brothers, brothers in arms. That were.
Bind!
Audi waits to feed this scrum. Hayden Thomas.
Brilliant.
Take about Hayden Thomas.
Stay there.
All those years of experience of playing at Bath and Exeter before and Gloucester and Bristol. Brilliant work from the scrum half, and then Steenson tries to clear but hasn't found his touch. Lavani Bottia, Cowan Dickey with the tackle. Brett Sturgis was there as well. That's good work from the front row. Here come La Rochelle again. You wouldn't believe they're 13th in the top 14, would you? Great start from it. It's a confidence building start from the French side.
We've got to silence him. That was what Rob Baxter said, but unfortunately Exeter have no position, no territory and no ball.
Barrack tries to put the kick in, and there's Tom James, who were remarking
First
before the
man.
game, weren't we? He's a big man, but it's turned over again, and this non-stop game continues. Gelida, and in the end La Rochelle do give the penalty away, and Exeter can breathe,
Holding.
and so can we.
Great conditions. We walked the pitch out there. It's just a little bit of moisture. Has it just gone on a little bit, a bit greasy, but nothing. Perfect, no wind. Again, it's about 4 degrees, so it's actually perfect playing. You can see just turnovers happening, and then this would be a chance for Steenson just to turn his side and to turn it round into the La Rochelle half and try and get a platform, a foothold, and try and get their line out working. Just to suck in maybe some of the French forwards.
Don't throw the ball away. Excuse me.
Third in the Premiership, top of their LB Cup pool, top of
Yellow.
this pool too.
Yellow. Step.
Shorten the line out.
Yellow. Step.
This would suggest it's going off the top. Some of the big ball carries. You can see Dave Ewers there. He's a big piece of meat. Here it comes, probably.
Horseman. The number 8, Hayden Thomas, is in there quickly. He was a big part of the high-tempo game that Exeter were playing the last few seasons. Now they're beginning to be able to play all sorts of ways. There's Ewers onto Steenson. He's over the moon to sign a new contract. He's grown with the club. He was the hero, and they got promoted in 2010, of course. What a journey, an upward journey they've been on ever since.
But what I like about Steenson is not only his goal kicking gets the headlines. For me, it's the way he stands, the way he's learnt the game. He's flat. He takes some smacks. He took some smacks last week. Also, very, very good in that Northampton game. You know, he's got a good turn of speed. He can step, but he is known for this because your 10s. This is what you got to do in England. Is kick your goals, and there's no one better. What are his stats? I know you've got him somewhere.
Well,
they're pretty amazing.
The guys are talking about it in the studio before the game, weren't they? 89%.
Well, you're going to win a few games, aren't you, with that strike rate? You see Hayden Thomas, was it just chivying his forwards, the big runners there off that shortened line initially. You know, I thought it might be Hughes. It wasn't. It was Kai Horseman, who's got again another big engine, a big ball carrier.
89% across Europe, up there with Kemi Lopez from Clermont Auvergne.
I hope I haven't put the kiss of death on him now.
Comfortably second on the all-time Exeter point-scoring record. Closing in on Tony Yap. Here's his first kick tonight from Gareth Steenson. Did we ever doubt?
Not at all. An absolute unfussy sort of setup. A lovely strike through the ball. Pick the tee up and off you go.
And from all that hustle and bustle and breaking of tackles of La Rochelle, Patrice Calazzo's side. Xavier Carbajosa, two coaches here in the Biscay club.
Not held.
It's Exeter who have the lead, and it's
Step.
3 points.
Well, what do they say? You just get into the red zone. Someone gives a penalty away, you kick it. Just take your points.
That's advantage over.
Plenty of time to go. Advantage over, and just get out of your 22, and that's not a bad nudge. That's a very, very good nudge.
Not Jess, wasn't it?
Look at the chase.
Dave Ewers. Great tassel. Berger last week. Really was a superb performance from Exeter. Big Northampton, of course. Before that, Franklin's Gardens. Cedero. There's Ewers again. He's such a strong man. Still just 24 years of age. He's got hands like shovels, and he puts them around. Barak now for La Rochelle. Dibali, the captain. Audi.
Off your feet, White!
Audi's in there with the boot because it wasn't coming freely.
No, 6.
Lebai. Taken by Steenson. As you say now, perfect conditions, cold but dry, a little bit greasy on top.
Perfect positioning then from Steenson. He just floats back after the initial defensive roll. He can get back there and then he can sweep the back, and very strong in the high ball. La Rochelle's actual chase on that occasion wasn't good enough.
Barak. Here's the lines.
No!
Doesn't find touch though, it's Steenson. Byron McGuigan, man who came from Glasgow. Namibian born. Through the Western Province Academy. And there's Matt Jess, who's been at the club for a while now, 6 years, came from the Cornish Pirates, of course. He's played in all 9 of the Premiership games. Matt Jess hardly puts a foot wrong, and apart from them when he gives a penalty away.
I think it was Murray Lowe holding on the ball, so
yeah, absolutely.
Scottish player, Scottish referee getting that one. I do like the angles and the work rate of that back 5 though. Sorry, the back 5, back 3, both wingers full back coming onto the ball, but again intelligent angles, just offering themselves. If the player with the ball wants to bring them in, he can do. Unfortunately that time Murray Lowe just holding on, so the move breaks down. You see it back inside that time then. Matt Jess hitting in. Again, 1 out, and that's unfortunately when it breaks down. McGuigan tries to clear out. Can't quite do it. La Rochelle do well.
22 points have accumulated. In the last 6 Premiership games, only Northampton have accumulated more. They are banging form, this Exeter Chiefs side. Won the last 6 in all competitions. Since the round 1 game against Bayonne, he really should have beaten the French side. 3-men yellow card in. But their run in France is not great in European competitions. Exeter will be very aware of that. Very aware of this driving ball that's creeping forwards towards their 22 now. Audi Clare comes in off his left wing. Now they're up and over that 22. Grobbler.
Open!
Clears. There's Goujon. His brother's on the bench. Gets most of the headlines, his big brother.
Don't panic! Control!
Dickey. And it's Witt. Ian Witt. That's the halfway. Looking around him now. Flies it out to Hayden Thomas. Here's Thomas.
Easy.
Ship it on Exeter. And they've broken out of defence brilliantly. McGuigan tries to clear. But La Rochelle and their scramble defence has done brilliantly. Now they set off. And this crowd absolutely loves it. Murray Valu. Labai. Audi now tries to keep the move going. Cedero. Audi again. It's Barak up from fullback. Not to be knocked up by Clare. Now Exeter have it. And they set off.
Easy, easy.
Murray Lowe. Who said it was going to be a dull slugfest in France Thursday night?
You can see
Challenge Cup rugby.
Adam Hughes was signaling, go right, go right, go right. I've got no oxygen left. He does well. Ex-Bristol centre there. You can see the one break. It was actually the coach, Patrice Colazo, had seen the space behind because everyone was up in the line trying to support that break from Whitten. It wasn't to be there. And this diminutive little figure led by there, rides a few tackles. Steenson eventually brings him down, and then turnover. This is an initial break. That's fantastic from Ian Whitten, and he just runs out of support. Maybe that ball's over the top. The toe through would have done well, but Hayden Thomas is there and now throws this pass out. Not the best. And unfortunately, that just allowed La Rochelle to regroup a little bit. They got isolated, Exeter, and the ball got turned over. There's the coach who was shouting, quick tap and go. So, yeah, good game.
He wouldn't have done when he was playing.
No, he wouldn't have.
Patrice Colazo. Normally Gloss had a couple of spells at Gloss, didn't he? Racing Metro, Toulon, Stade Francais, Toulouse. It's a single cap for France.
There's a flag in from the side, Johnny.
Just take his players back, please.
Don't quite know what. Doesn't look any dirty play. Just one tackle clear out.
Interference in the line, linking arms, pulling the arm away.
Okay, did you get a number? I'll check. I'm quite happy just to go with a penalty unless you're...
Very sensible. Save some time.
Captain.
Is Bob Nevis.
Interference from the man in there on the inside arm. We didn't get a number, okay?
The assistant referee on the far side.
Make sure you don't hit and chase as well, though, and I'll have a look at them.
Goes Khobalar.
All the weight's coming on their scrum, so we can't hit it. I love it. I do love these second rows props going up. Just a little into the referees here, so that there's maybe a little bit of doubt there next time. You know, next time there's a scrum, and you can just see that's the problem there. Just holding on the arm. As the arm comes down, you're not allowed to touch, obviously, while people are in there. It's for safety purposes. There was no malice in it, but the correct decision.
Tap back from the line out. Hayden Thomas. And it's the Welshman Tom James. There's another Welshman, Adam Hughes. Didn't look for the pass.
Poor old McGuigan then got the original hospital pass. 1-2, straight in the back, in the ribs. Trying to keep the ball alive. Very, very little space to do it. Next to the Chiefs trying to put a little bit of width on it. Not so bad. I think they're better when they bust up right up the middle first. There's the big South African Golden Lion. You can't miss him, so he'll want to get his paws on the ball and do a bit of damage to the Exeter defence. Kishoka's been pretty lively as well.
Benjamin Gillidan through the Biarritz Academy. His debut in a Challenge Cup quarter-final against Clermont-Auvergne. Heavily involved in top 14 action.
Number 4.
Which Lees, who is penalised in from the side and put the big boot in there as well.
And that's the hospital pass as far as a scrum half is concerned. Spiked at your feet as the opposition then just come through on you. They got away with it because he said Lees gave the penalty, but bouncing just then Caldwell and Hayden Thomas knows what it's exactly like when that happens. So he sniffed it and he was through pretty well. Unfortunately, Lees goes down on the ball, off his feet, penalty to the side. So
they are set, okay?
Both sides living dangerously as far as passing in the last couple of minutes.
Connacht entertain Bayonne at the sports ground on Saturday. The other two teams in this pool, and of course reverse fixtures next week. They could take control here, a win on the road in France. Not an easy thing to come by, whatever state the French team are in. Adam Hughes has the ball knocked out of his hand by Murray Valu.
Knock on.
the Fijian international. Back from a horrific
Still
knee
knock-on
injury
advantage.
last season, Muri Valo.
Advantage over.
Steenson, advantages over Matt Jess. How often has he done that for Exeter Chiefs? Ewers. Now Exeter Chiefs weather that storm. They're just pressing forward in Witten.
Don't need the big loopy pass that just sucks again all the energy and all the space out. Just use the pass, use the inside shoulder, and just keep recycling. Good play from Ewers.
Great pick up from Steenson. Tom James. See that power there, Matt Jess is there.
Big holes in the middle now.
Steenson seen them. Doesn't matter if there's a hole or not, Ewers smash his way through anyway. Exeter, good patience here on the ball there.
No knock on.
Racking up the phases, not panicking. The mark of this side, and so well coached by the likes of Rob Hunter and Rob Baxter. Oh, it's lovely interplay between Caldwell and Kai Horstman. There's Ben White, they're so close. Maury Lowe.
Knock on advantage.
It's been knocked on. Audi clears downfield, and it's Cowan-Dickey having a chase back for Exeter, and in the end the ball goes out, but the Chiefs were so close, so very close.
I don't think Cowan-Dickey's ever been so relieved to see a ball go out on the full. They were building. I do fear for hookers. Scrummaging 1 minute, acting like a wing and a fullback the next. They're just going for it. They over-egged the omelette. The ball spills out, but again, I was just saying to people carrying the ball, you know, Ewers gets the name called Horseman White. He's a big carrier of that, but a great combination. And then they were going forward big, being able to bust the tackle, get their arms free, and then offload. Unfortunately, the final pass underneath La Rochelle post, turnover, and they find themselves back on halfway.
Xavier Carvajosa speaks to.
And this is where it happens. You can he's just going for that extra little bit, isn't he? Couldn't put the pressure on. And maybe there may have been a chance to actually put it through the hands for La Rochelle.
Time's off.
But Cowan-Dickey doing very, very well. Acting, like I said, just as a back three, then just patrolling. But
on the line, please.
in a foot race with Audi, he would have lost.
Time is not on.
There's a low for a
Yellow. Yellow.
Speaking to Xavier Carvajosa. Wonderful player on his day, wasn't he, Xavier Carvajosa? Double Heineken Cup winner with Toulouse, 33. 2 caps for France. Very talented player, and you can see that in the way that La Rochelle's backline operate. These are the natural talents. 22, 3 minutes gone on the clock. And it's been a breathless start to this game. To start this round 3 off, Adam Hughes. Neat step from him. Matt Jess, it's 2-on-1. Jess. Brilliant tackle, Damien Clare. Really, really good tackle from Damien Clare.
Brilliant all round. Tremendous again. The referee gave the penalty for closing the gap. Quick tap, off you go. Against Steenson at flat. Hughes straight through. Best, this is superb. Stand and go. That's a great step. And then the ability to just get the ball. If that ball is just maybe out a little bit, but Clare, he was always going to be there. But again, Exeter showing the potential, showing their wide game. Unfortunately, just could not finish. 2 occasions now, just could not get over.
Oh, it's bounced for Exeter. Has Brett Sturgis got this one?
Got to check.
Knock on at the line out.
We'll just see if there's a knock on the line. That's what he's asking.
Jim Ewell, television match official.
Knock on potentially at the line out, please.
They've heard the referee checking for a knock on from Exeter. If it's come off a La Rochelle hand, specifically Kovas Chrobala, it's come off his hand, then it's a try.
I think Caldwell
has he got there. He's jumped too well.
I think Exeter are going to, yes. I think they're going to be lucky now. It's come off Caldwell, so this won't be a try. Great attempt to nick the ball initially off the South African, but The big Irishman's got his paw in there. No way.
Jim,
no way, Jose.
Going from what I'm seeing, it's sort of a white hand and it goes forward. Are you seeing the same picture?
Yeah, it's a big screen up above Andrew McMenemy.
So it's a knock on
right hand side. Peter Allen had a good view.
No try.
Again, good refereeing. No messing. Thank you very much. I've seen it. Just confirm. Let's get started. I don't want to see another 17 angles.
17. How many cameras do you think
you know what? Don't you stop. Don't be facetious, Hammond. You know exactly what I mean. Big scrum.
It is, isn't it?
Again, Exeter, they're knocking at the door, but they haven't opened it yet. They need this one, need a platform. Caldwell nearly nicking that one.
Growing into this game, and they've just been puffing out their chest, Exeter.
I like, again, there's good ball carrying. They share the ball carrying in a back three. Even that back game against Bayonne, you know, Horseman was superb. Carrying the ball, you need your eights, you need to get over the gain line, especially against the big physical French sides.
Scrum was wheeled round. Looks like the referees get to reset it. And this is a club that is to and from the Pro D and the top 14.
You can see Hayden Thomas again, they're just waiting to pounce in, an old-fashioned scrum half. Just look at the ball, he's looking at the ball all the time, not the man. All he wants to do is just get his hand in there, mess the ball up, mess the flow of ball from Goujon to Audi. Again, it's reset. Good pressure from Exeter 9.
Crouch! Binds!
This is to Leon and Argent. 21 of their 30 games in the Pro D last season. Won the semi-final, beat Argent in the final. Bordeaux to take their place in the top 14.
And he's given this against Murray Lowe going in on the angle, but it hardly wheels around. And you're telling me that La Rochelle aren't coming round on that left-hand side? Anyway, we'll move on. Tom Johnson can sort that in the studio. There you go. So look at the shape. Look at the shape
that was better from this
of the loose head La Rochelle. Anyway, we'll leave it.
We can see it's only 3-0. This has been an utterly absorbing game, hasn't it? Really has.
Superb game.
Three, stop.
Hamish Guard brought into that midfield, the former Crusader. Had some time at the Red Hurricanes in Japan as well. Before moving too far to Montpellier. Brought in for the injured Chantain Happy, wasn't he?
Carried back inside the 22 at all, no?
Arrived here
I didn't see it be touched.
almost a year ago. His kicking capabilities there.
I need your second row to keep a space at the lineouts for same for them as well. Your man here's closing it.
Bottier there, he doesn't actually have to go round, he can go through you as well.
Keep the gap.
Very, very powerful.
Bottier. Stevenson knew he was coming, just about stopped his man. Levi. Yes. Saves brilliantly there, but somehow the ball stays in field. Borust.
White out, no!
Audi again works down this short side. Murray Vallo. Yes, just held on to his man so importantly as well. Levi, there's Guillaume. Levi again. See why he sometimes plays 9. He's that kind of stature, isn't he? Barak, that slashing right step of his. Stevenson holds up. Julien Audi. Now it's gone to ground though, and it squirts out on the Exeter Chiefs side. It's seen brilliantly by McGuigan. Byron McGuigan. Oh, he's just caught Tom James, Mitch Lees. Oh, it's brilliant. What a score from the Chiefs. When you are hot, you are very, very hot. What a score. The Exeter Chiefs for years have been all about the teamwork, no superstars, and a try that typifies that.
Again, we talk about turnover ball being the best ball. This is some 60, 70 metres out. It's absolutely superb from McGuigan. He's going all the way, then he just gets taken, but again, the composure on the ball, the support lines from a big second row. And that's a good score. That's a great score. It's a good team score. Big second row, you know, he's doing his tackling 1 minute, the next minute he's up in attack and just supporting and knowing when to deliver the ball. Celebration time, long way to go, but that is a super score.
Flick, wasn't it, by Mitch Lees. Man who was playing in the Championship with London Welsh last season. Been another super signing. Singing his praises at Sandy Park this season. Steenson, never going to miss that one. 2 more points for them, Tom James. But it all started with a turnover. Steenson with the tackle, wasn't it?
Brilliant. You can see James outside there. He's looking for McGuigan. Should it go left? He doesn't matter, but he prefers to step off his left. Gets tagged, then the ball. Jess is in 1-2, receiving the ball back from Lee. That's superb. Brilliant skill. Heads up rugby, scanning the situation, and then being able to pull the trigger. And as good as La Rochelle have been in the attack, again, they've missed just that final little pass, the turnover. They're very, very good at presentation. That time, after a few false starts, Exeter Chiefs have really flicked the switch and nailed one down.
Big part of this season, they've been backing up big performances, Exeter Chiefs. Haven't been able to say that of them in seasons gone past.
Interesting to see how they play now. They just want to go for this. Steenson again, he's whipping these balls out. The forwards are out in the wide outside. A lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of contact.
Rory Luck. There's Cowan Dickey. Young man. He's 21 years of age. Now born in Truro.
2 white, let go now. Stay there.
Converted to hooker, wasn't he?
Carried back. Stop!
Played for England under 20 set up under Rob Hunter, of course. He's now his forwards coach at Exeter Chiefs for 3 years. And Cowan Dickey had a stormy game against Scotland at Plymouth a few years back. So the Cornish Pirates set up Steenson. Just drops it into that 22. And Barak and Bottia have worked really well. Had to work hard. But again, the Chiefs had the ball in their hands. Steenson.
I think it was Horseman that got across there to tackle the right winger. Needed to tackle him as well.
Cordwell, now Whitten. Knew he was going to need support, looked around. Hayden Thomas and his forwards are just pouring onto the ball, and it's Brett Sturgis. It's another fabulous offload. And the Chiefs now.
Time off, please.
Virtually scoring at will.
What, sorry?
But the referee says time off.
I am, but I'm also going to check the forward pass as well.
Well, he believes it's the forward pass, maybe put.
Jim.
I personally didn't see it.
Excuse me?
Again, it's great
I just
support
want to
play.
check the last pass, please.
We'll check the last pass.
Yep.
It's people coming from depth. Again, I've said it many times, waiting for the person in front to make the decision. I think it was Horseman, wasn't it, to pass the ball to Sturgis. A lot of good work before that. Here he goes. It was Horseman who made that tackle. That's fine. That's a tip tackle as well. Out the back door. It's not the direction of the hands anymore, it's the direction of the pass, but I would say
Jim,
that's
I'm quite happy
a very good
backwards.
pass. A very good support line from a loose head prop. And then we can forget the tackle. There was no, again, he wasn't malicious in that. It's just the way he's just been hit.
Brett Sturgis thinks Christmas
Well, actually,
has come early.
you've got to say that is a dangerous tackle from Guillaume. I think you'd get away with it, but you look at that again, he's gone in and he's lifted the legs up above the horizontal.
Must be lucky the flanker that we're looking at the forward pass. It is not a forward pass. Brett Sturgis. Very easy running from the loose head prop, and you can imagine the journey back tonight. They're flying back tonight after the game. That'll be 50, 60 metres by the time they get back to Sandy Park later tonight.
7. Just watch the tackle.
Yeah, Guillaume is being spoken to by the referee now.
Again, I'll give him that. It isn't. It could have been naughty tackle. I think if it had been on his own without the try being scored, it shouldn't be. It could be quite easily been a yellow. But that's good support play. You don't only have to push these days, do you? In the front row, you've got to support, you've got to hit rucks, you've got to carry, you've got to do everything. That's brilliant play.
And then they get the restart right as well. Ryan Cordwell lifted high into the air. But nothing intricate about it. It's just very basic rugby. It's just done very, very precisely.
Like how did New Zealand play? They play the same game as everyone else, but they play it with a lot of pace and a lot of skill. You know? And sometimes, unfortunately, Exeter have been caught out trying to play that way for the full 80 minutes. But they showed against Saracens they can destruct it, in a sense, play a kicking game, play a chasing game, make the opposition make mistakes. And equally tonight, you've got to say La Rochelle have played their hand in it. They go into the corner. That's the correct option to do. And it's just fortunate they haven't been able just to nail those 2 chances. And Exeter have had more, but they've nailed 2 chances down. And now they're going to be cute with this line out. You see this now creeping into the game more and more, that they don't go up for the ball. We will have a look.
Taking at the tail. Isn't it?
He's through the middle, fine.
Very well, fine. They need to tighten this game up. Ben White is in there. Done excellent work. The Exeter flanker. Ordi says to the forwards, get yourselves out there. And a reload here. Barust, the tight head. Goodbye. Brilliant. From Barak. Super kick from Jules Labai. Barak with the try, and La Rochelle from the driving line out responds straight away to one of Exeter's tries, and they had to.
Well, Rob Baxter said he wanted to quieten the crowd, and they did that with those 2 sort of quick fire tries, and now they've just found their voice once again. Again, beautiful play. The impish figure of Labai, perfect. Again, Exeter caught all, let's say, at the back. There was no one right at the back. They were all out wide, pulled left and pulled right. No one standing at the 15 roll. That's a very, very good, educated chip over the top. Again, scanning the situation, knowing where the defences is and knowing where the weakness was. Good communication between the 10 and the 15 from La Rochelle.
Julia Ordi takes over the kicking responsibilities. That's a conversion into score that La Rochelle, you feel, had to take. That identify that hard pressing defence of the Chiefs. Beautifully weighted chip.
Again, it'll be interesting to see why. Again, there was no one. You can see McGuigan just following the ball back. Obviously, everyone's just been pulled out of the defensive line. As the communication worked for La Rochelle, it broke down for Exeter. But again, still a 10-point cushion coming up to half-time. They won't want to give up another score. Get this ball back and start putting a bit more pressure on.
Awesome. Julia Worcester and Harlequins. Not getting much of a sniff, is he? With Thomas Waldron.
He's a good player, Waldron. He was a great servant at Leicester Tigers. Again, he'd been given a new pastor to have a gallop on, and he's, goodness me, a good groundbreaker and try scorer.
New tracks, isn't it, with the tank engine? Sturgis. Maury Lowe. You see, you're watching Exeter one of the first times. The confidence, every single man with ball in hand to play rugby. Body up. That's a sensible thing. As we're nearing half-time.
I've got to say, I like the look of again, Exeter bench. Skaysbrook, very experienced out there. Dean Mumm, obviously. Rimmer, Brown can get on there. Viner Cole, if you want a bit more impact. Sweeney, with all his experience. Dave Lewis, live wire scrum. You know, it's good. That's if they need them, but I'm sure they will play a bit of a role.
Hughes has knocked it on. It was a good angle initially. Flags coming again.
Give me a second, please.
Peter Allen.
Give me a second.
Hayden Thomas is receiving some treatment. Heard in way of referees, Mike, a high tackle.
High, yeah, maybe. The bye going through.
Yeah, just while we're not doing this.
That's
When you come, Pete.
sit down, Steenson. It was just before that, wasn't
Get
it?
a number on it.
Cowan Dickey's just over top of the ball.
Right.
He looks all right, Hayden Thomas. He's just going to, I'm not saying he's milking it at all, he's just getting the check, making sure the referee knows that I have been slightly dealt a blow. I think it's before that, isn't it?
It's by White or Carrion.
Oh, he's got,
It's on Adam Hughes.
Potentially by yellow.
When he knocked the ball on, that's what the referee's saying.
It's not that one.
That's why we're looking at Hayden Thomas, I don't know.
I didn't
He's
get
caught
me.
his
I think
boot,
you've
that is,
picked
that's
up a better
unfortunate.
angle
It's
on it
before,
on
you're
your
absolutely
side.
right, Johnny.
Yes, it is, yes.
Don't get too pompous now. It's before that.
It's before that,
Thank
Jim.
you.
It's about
The
another.
referee trying to communicate with the
About another
host
5 metres
broadcaster
towards
here.
Peter's touchline, the tunnel.
I'm sure Jimmy or the TMO will be telling exact year it comes. There it is, one centre to the t'other. It's a penalty.
It's not really. Yeah, that's the one.
It strips the ball as well, so he's gone. It is high. It is high, so it's a penalty.
Jim, it looks like it's just below the shoulder.
Where are you looking at, ref?
The head-on angle was the one we saw, and
So it's a
the
knock
arms
on
in
me.
on the
That's
chin.
fine. Knock on. Same as the last one, please.
There's been plenty of energy from both sides in this first 39 minutes of this game.
And move forwards.
10-point lead Exeter Chiefs have. And they are a team that are flying across the board in all 3 competitions they're involved in: the Premiership, the LV Cup, and in this Challenge Cup.
But they're sitting pretty at the moment. Just remember what happened in that Bayonne game. Bayonne went down to 14 men 3 times. They took off their eye off the prize right at the end. The Exeter Chiefs, Bayonne scorer, try to convert it. That's it. That's how easy and how dangerous French sides are, especially La Rochelle. You've seen how they like to mix it up. They've got big ball carriers, a bit of Fijian magic on one wing, a few hog carriers out there, and a couple of good pairs of half-backs with very good vision.
Watch your timing, please. Not in front of the ball.
Maybe their 4th season in Europe. Hayden Thomas just saying to his forwards the last 20 seconds of this first half, and it was a half that La Rochelle started so well, something that our backs are identified. He didn't want his sight. But La Rochelle have that start, but the defence from Exeter Chiefs was good. He scored 2 quick-fire tries. There's some brilliant teamwork. Lovely interplay between forwards and backs. La Rochelle have had to score one of their own. We're into the final play of this first 40 minutes here in La Rochelle. And there it is, Exeter, 10-point lead here in France. They lead 17 points to 7 over La Rochelle, but some rugby still to be played in the second half.
Back to club rugby we go after a big month of the internationals, and the players are heading out over in France. Tired boys, I'd imagine, and well, they might be. It has been an entertaining and breathless first half, and quite a productive one as well for the Exeter Chiefs. 17-7 they lead. Wonder what the message might have been from Rob Baxter. More of the same, we hope, as we hand you back to our commentators, Dowie Morris and Johnny Hammond.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Jimmy. I mean, if this is the way that rounds 3 or 4 are going to go, this start we've had here at La Rochelle, then yes, please. It's a breathless first 40 minutes with some fabulous, skillful rugby on both sides. but some really good heads-up rugby.
And that's what it's all about. It's been able to play the the right type of ball, the right kick in the right areas, but you've got to say it all comes through Steenson. It'll be very interesting to see what those words are interpreted as the fly half or scrum half will have. Will they keep going this all-court game, this fast offloading game? But I think they may want to go for territory. 10 points up is a good buffer, tremendous buffer. La Rochelle obviously got to back down to Devon next week, and then they've got 3 big hard games, haven't they? So Racing Metro away, Grenoble home, Cast away. So, you know, they've got to concentrate obviously on their league because they're 13th at the moment, but if they keep playing as they have done, they're a very, very strong sort of counter-attacking side. So it's up to Exeter now to chance their arm, and I'd be more inclined to just play the territories and put pressure on them.
21 of their top 14 points have been scored at home. Scored 21 tries, conceded 39. The worst defence in terms of conceding tries in the top 14. It's an area that they need to sort out quickly because they are lying at 13th place. But this Challenge Cup is a chance to leave the worries, the stresses and strains of week in, week out league rugby behind and express yourself. And that's exactly what both teams did in that first 40 minutes. Steenson looks around for Hayden Thomas, smashed to the ground. Just playing a little bit too much rugby, the Chiefs there.
Yeah, just get back to the exit strategy, stay in the 22. Steenson's already back now in the pocket. Hayden Thomas has been injured already in this first half. He took a bang right at the end of the second half, and that's not very good from the captain. So cool heads are needed, just calm things down, and this is the problem. Muramura Valu, he's a big strong lad. You're going too high on him, you got to go low.
And we know that the high tempo game that the Chiefs have played for year on year, their fitness levels, strength and conditioning, Mark Twiggs, along with all the other coaches, signed 3-year deals. They are a very fit side, and Baxter was saying that before the game, wasn't he? That the last half an hour they would expect to find some holes in this defence, which isn't the greatest. Just heard about that in the top 14. It's a 10-point lead. Opportunities will come their way, but at the moment it's an opportunity for La Rochelle. Or the tackle for Mitch Lees. Wardy has to scamper back, flips it up, Labai, and you can see how quickly Cowan Dickey was up that time. Put the hands in the air and then looked to turn that ball over, and he may well have done. No, he hasn't. Still there for La Rochelle. Murray Valu doesn't regather, knocked it on. Crowder cheering. Ordi is crashing into the hoardings.
And again, there's space at the back, Johnny, isn't there?
There is.
Initially for that try for Barak and the kick through from Labai, and this time it's the Fijian just over the top, and I could just see McGuigan 15 there, who's having words. I don't know whether it was Steenson or whoever should have been flat, but there is a big hole, and something they're going to have to do. They're very susceptible to that little chip over the top and chase, and that could have led quite easily to a try. The ball could have just been recycled, that was in, or D was going underneath the post. So again, you can't take your eyes off it, as Exeter did in that first round game against Bayonne. They were nicely comfortably in the chair, winning the game, and all of a sudden, one concentration lap and boom, try scored conversion, that's it, game over. And you can hear the crowd, can't you? As soon as they get the ball, the offloading game going, very typically French. All these, there's just another level that goes up.
Lost just one game here. De Flandry, Stade Marcel de Flandry, since May. Bordeaux Begley around 6.
And it all depends who fancies this, and they will definitely go for 3. Ordi or Labai. Yeah, they're going to go for 3, so that'll just take it down to 7 points. Just a simple score. Like you can see there, the 8. Goujon straight, keeping his weight down, keeping his shoulders square. 2 flankers there, giving lots of pump to the prop forwards, and off they go.
it's got his feet too far back.
Like I said, this should be a simple 3. And the touch judge, the referee, saying somebody's feet were too far back.
You need to go.
So
there's no water at penalties.
And it is 3 more points. Julien Audy.
Pour La Rochelle, but de pénalité numéro 9, Julien Audy, La Rochelle.
Over 100 points in the top 14 so far this season.
They just need to be sensible now. Exeter Gareth just needs to get the ball. A long drop out, either give your forwards a chance, but I wouldn't. I'd go down to the 22 and have a very, very good press and keep La Rochelle down there. Make them make the error, make them force their way back out, and just apply a little bit of pressure.
Back down to a 7-point game. And
almost up the middle.
after those two very quick fire scores from Exeter Chiefs, you felt that La Rochelle, the game was slipping away for the French side. Not the case.
Use it!
Ball bounced around, didn't it? Damien Clare eventually claimed it. You know, this is a maul, said the referee.
Maul.
Ryan Cordwell's in there. Ben White is in there as well. Cordwell's ripped it away. The Ulsterman via Bath has arrived to the Exeter Chiefs. That's Cowan Dickey. What a busy game today for the young hooker. Cordwell again. Excellent evening, but got the call again. It's great communication.
But he got the call and got the offload. Good skill.
Steenson again looks inside, finds Tom James. Again from deep. Cowan Dickey, good pickup, but it's good defensive work from La Rochelle. And Levane Botia. Penalty Exeter Chiefs, and this crowd here in La Rochelle can't quite believe the decision.
Number two.
Off the feet from Benjamin Gelidin.
Time is off. No, there's apologies, too late. You've gone late on number 9 here. You've then had a cheap shot in here. I don't want to see you again. Okay?
It's a normal thing for hookers, isn't it?
Off feet the breakdown.
Cheap shots off the feet. I think it was Labai actually. He just took off over the ball and pushed over the ball. But again, good play from Cowan Dickey. Good play from Exeter Chiefs, especially the Ulsterman Caldwell there. Initially trying to choke that ball to buy the penalty. He actually ripped it out. Good skills. And they put themselves back in the position. So you get stung, you come back and sting the opposition, and that's hopefully what Steenson can do.
30-24 in round 1. Lost to Bayonne. 33-13 against Connaught at home in the second round. Away trip to France, of course. They host La Rochelle next week at Sandy Park. They love the opportunity to do the double. Steenson to cancel out that 3 points from La Rochelle. Gareth Steenson, 31 points in the Premiership. Top of that tally, 89%. He's top of that tally as well. Coming into this game, over 1,500 points to his career at Exeter Chiefs.
The referee then just having a word with the La Rochelle captain, Debali, just to have a word with his hooker, Gelidin. I think he may have just lost it a little bit, just needs to control himself. But it's been a pretty good game, pretty clean game.
How many Ryan Cordwells are there out there at the moment? Because he is all over the park, the second row.
I think he's enjoying himself, put it like that, as this guy always does with ball in hand. Like I said, he doesn't always have to go round, he can go through.
We made the point in the first half, didn't we? There's some frontliners, the likes of Dean Marmon, Damien Welch, who play in that second row for the Chiefs. But Ryan Caldwell putting his hand up, saying, "Oh, I want to be a part of this season where the Exeter Chiefs find themselves third in the Premiership." Top of this Pool 2 Challenge Cup coming into this game. Score stays the same. Will remain top. Clare takes the line out quickly to himself and somehow evades two Exeter Chief defenders.
Momentum's a great thing, isn't it, John? You talk about people who want to be part of the big games, and that's great. It's all part of a squad mentality, a culture that Rob Baxter has built down in Devon. As we see the big man, Bottier, coming back, but the big white wall is out in front, maybe slipping a tackle there from Horseman. He doesn't miss many. But again, they lost that game at Bayonne, and there's 6 on the bounce at the moment. After this one, if they win this, that's 7. It's a great thing, just building. You know, they won 1 in the Challenge, 2 in the LV, 3 in the Premiership. Sale away, Bath at home, Gloucester at home, all these games to come. It's a great thing. Momentum, winning, breeding that sort of belief, I suppose.
Absolutely, Dan. Rob Baxter himself put it so well this week. So we're seeing a group of players that are confident, they've got desire, there's attitude in, it's rubbing off, but it filters through the rest of the squad. Make no bones about it, with a 13th or 3rd in the top 14, a win away in France is a great result. Plenty of time left though. Half an hour still to go here in La Rochelle, this opening game of round 3 European action. So much more to come this weekend. Cowan-Dickey, backwards said the referee. Horseman. Hayden Thomas does whip that ball away so quickly, doesn't he? Whitton. Hughes against Murray Valor. It's developing into a fascinating battle, isn't it, that outside channel. Horseman just offloads it. One more man again to Ben White this time. It's unlucky. He's involved heavily at the beginning of the season, Ben White, not so much in recent weeks.
Great angle, and we see there Rob Baxter on the left as we look, Rob Hunter on the right, and this is all you want, all you need to do. The clock is your friend. You're ahead by 10 points. Good carry, but I like him. Big, intelligent ball carrier, good balance in that back row. And Steenson will just step up. You know, one mistake, take the penalty, take the minute or so, kick the goal. You know, it's not difficult.
From 9 last week against Saracens. And a fine strike from Steenson, isn't it?
It just doesn't look like he's going to miss, and I think I looked at it and then I thought, has he hit that wrong? No, he hasn't.
But it's an area that the coaches stress it, don't they? Ali Heifer did this week. Practices, and that's why you become so metronomic as he is.
And it's great from an Exeter point of view, from all your players around it, from a coach's point of view. They know that if you need to close a game off or win a game by just recycling the ball, well, that's not a bad carry. You've got a kicker on the field that 99 times out of 100, the rate he's going at, he's going to put it over. It's great confidence.
Back said the referee.
There's another big Fijian, Kovu, who's just come on with 20 on his back. If he gets the ball, watch out, because he can carry. Oh, that's dangerous.
Kovu on for Robillard. Tom James not overly happy with being used as a doormat.
Interesting, and Steenson again got Hughes out the way pretty quick. You just got to, you know, a few boots going over you. Don't react. You are on the wrong side. I don't mind a bit of rucking, to be honest. I know you can't even put your toe on people these days, but sometimes if you are not attempting to get out the way, you deserve a bit, but it's the reaction. So that was pretty good. They've got the penalty to the scrum. Again, the clock is their friend, 13 points ahead, nearly 2 scores. This is all about game management now.
Alexio Kalashvili is on in that front row as well.
Number 1 white.
Where's he from? Barnsley?
Watford.
There's only one position he could play, actually. Well, no, he can play across the front row, but shaven head, socks rolled down.
Let's go it. Try against Montpellier in the top 40 in this season. Kalashvili, just 22 years of age. He's a big man. He's wearing 18. With a shaved head.
He's at a hard paper round if he's only 22. Goodness me.
And he's up against Carl Rimmer now.
Keep your feet to yourself, the referee. Enemy saying, so okay. Enough of that. We've just had a few injuries, so hopefully we'll get started in a minute.
And there's Carl Rimmer, former Cornish Pirate, of course. Started his rugby at Nuneaton, who's coached by Darren Garforth, so not a bad man to learn from the dark arts of the front row.
Good old Darren, a tubular engineer, wasn't he, when he was asked once what his job was? A scaffolder. He said, what are you? I'm a tubular engineer. Good tight head, very good tight head.
Row's gone down with the 2 new props out there. Referee just says let's reset it. Of course, last season the LV Cup victory for Exeter gave them so much belief. I wonder if that's been a factor in this superb start to the season. They had a post-match debrief, and their players just said that a high-tempo game that continued to play was just expecting just a little bit too much from the players. A more pragmatic start to the season. We saw that against Saracens. Free kick, so Hayden Thomas went quickly. Steenson. There's Barak. Really seen what a dangerous runner he can be. Goes round Tom James. To Hayden Thomas. Hayden Thomas, no time to get out of the way. Steenson. Just juggling to himself.
He did very well there, because again, so many fly halves now you don't kick off both feet. That was Steenson's weaker foot. He wasn't the greatest, but he did have a bit of distance, and that's when Slade and him play so well together. Slade's a big left boot, Steenson obviously a good right boot, or a very good right boot, but they've got a bit of defending to do at the moment.
Henry Slade virtually played every single minute. Played to rugby in the 13 shirt as he is in the option Dowie in the England midfield.
He's got to be looked at. Hopefully he gets a run and get a couple of games in the Saxtons. I remember seeing him under 20s giving man of the match against Scotland down at Plymouth in a bog, and he's just stood flat. Look, he's still learning the game. He played 13 last week against Saracens, no problem at all. He's strong over the ball, and I think his future would be at 12, that incredibly hard position that England are finding to fill at the moment. And, you know, Ford possibly the incumbent now at 10, him at 12. He's got to be looked at. He's a good player, good carrier, good defender, gets over the ball, as we see the mistake from La Rochelle, so I'm sure he's on Lancaster's radar.
We need to sort this out now.
Fabien Fortassin on the field in 22. Jules Lebar, who's gone off. He was the hero of the Pro 2 final. He got a huge reception here and he came on the field. Fabien Fortassin. Peter Grant is occupying the 10th shirt for large chunks of this season. Played all 31 games in the Pro 2 last season. Clare gets himself in the way. And Hayden Thomas, but they'll get the line out, Exeter Chiefs. This game just Bit of a lull at the moment, aren't we? It had to come really, didn't it?
Yeah, it had to come. They've stopped all the offloading. I think, was it, the boy said in the series 18, was it, for Exeter in the first half? And a few of those went down, but that was a better scrum from Exeter. At least they got a little bit of platform. Hayden Thomas breaking off right, Horseman finding, but didn't have much space to get the kick through. But they've got the ball at the back, and again, it's just ticking the clock down. Be sensible. That's all they need to do.
Rimmer. To score a try as Rimmer. Won against London Irish earlier this season. Horseman.
And that's good play. Just one out rugby again. Well, you're in Steenson's range now. Oh dear. Holding on.
No effective clear out. This man's on his feet.
Just when you thought it was going so well, get a penalty. That's 2 scores at least, isn't it then? 2 converted tries and more. But La Rochelle breathe again.
Has reached touch. 28th game in
9.
the European history. La Rochelle, non-effective clean out from the Chiefs. It's good work by Cedero. Dave Lewis comes on the field for Hayden Thomas. 5th time in the Challenge Cup. They did reach the quarter-final where they lost to Clermont Auvergne 2010-2011 season. Went straight back down that season to the Pro Dirt.
Change at half-backs. Or change at scrum half for Exeter.
5.
Sidaro, the big Italian, he's only got 1 cap. He's got a brand new shirt on with no number on, but he's there right in the middle with a scrum cap on, strapping on legs.
For to see. Was this one going? Botia. Now Exeter have it. Adam Hughes.
Outside, 9, outside.
We're back to excite the crowd at any cost rugby.
It's almost when La Rochelle start to play, Exeter say, right, we can have a go now.
Anything you can do.
Absolutely.
Steenson.
And they were very lucky then, but again, I think it was Clare just stood on the ball. He's over on that left-hand side. He's down injured at the moment.
Matt Jess, really strong work from the Exeter wing, and he's fought his way to the ground as well.
And that's what your forwards appreciate. Just give us a second. Give us a second and a half. That's all it'll take for us to get back and help you. And that, the beauty of that, recycling the ball. Well played.
Gwingen downfield to Barak, and again he goes across the field. Mitch Lees.
Hands off, 17.
Judo style throw to the ground for Tassin. Claire he's all right. He's back on his feet. Steenson with a tackle.
But that's the correct play. You know, there was nothing on. You kick the ball back to La Rochelle, and then they've got to come out. And again, the forwards are right in the middle there. Lees, I don't know how many tackles he's made, and a turnover. That's exactly what they were playing for.
Dave Lewis, huge pass to Adam Hughes. Witten is there. He'll have to come in field.
Off your feet.
Botia. A strong piece of defensive work from him. Cowan Dickey.
7, set.
Had to return from New Zealand on the England tour, didn't he? Look, Cowan Dickey had that knee injury. He's definitely on Stuart Lancaster's radar. They're offside, La Rochelle now, and it's an opportunity for Steenson, isn't it?
And Steenson manufactured that by being back in the 15 channel or 15 area, putting the kick back up. La Rochelle make 1 mistake, then they're offside, making 2, and this is a gifted 3. Again, the crowd don't like it. Again, Steenson being sensible, trying to put winger back inside, Tom James, and I think this is the initial turnover. White doing something. That's brilliant play. Superb play again. Ex-Cardiff Blue lad just getting his hands in there, getting being a bit of a nose. If you go up high, you got to protect the ball. La Rochelle didn't. I'm going to give him this one already. That's how brave I am.
Yeah, really brave man. This, for 18 in a row, would you believe, Gareth Steenson. 16 points in this game. It was a gimme for a man of Gareth Steenson's quality, wasn't it?
And it's a great lead now, isn't it? 2 converted tries and a penalty. And this was, again, Lebay over the top. He did one earlier on in the first half of Barak, and that's Clare just standing on it, and McGuigan gets back there between the two. They cover it. There's a bit more weight, a bit fresh legs coming on, but I think it's a little bit too, well, say last time, again, Bayonne came back at them in the Challenge Cup. I just think there's more about this Exeter side than that now. They know how to play it, what to do. Don't be stupid. Take the clock down, exit your area, and then put pressure on, because they're the team now that have got to come out and really force it. And La Rochelle have been getting turnovers, haven't they? They've been playing very well. They were exciting that first half, but they do give turnovers away.
It's Pello. On for Jordan Sinica. And Razi van Buren. On for Benjamin Gelida. So a whole new front row for La Rochelle. Is it going to make a difference? 18 minutes left in this game. It's not going to help when the scrum half knocks the ball on like that.
Again, we saw one for Hayden Thomas in the first half, and it's spiked at his feet. You should sweep the line out every good scrum half, and unfortunately, but when the ball is just slammed down at your toes like that, you can just see there. It's the captain. Just straight down, unfortunately, the referee right on. He couldn't have been in any better position. Good, Andrew. McMenemy.
First scrum from you three, okay? Nice and stationary, square, please.
We wait, and snap on Rimmer.
Be patient, okay?
They compete well against Toulon, didn't they? Last season in the Heineken Cup in the European campaign, the Exeter Chiefs. 9-14, I think it was. And they played them at Sandy Park. It was a blustery old day. Just didn't play rugby in the right areas, and that really expect sides to learn from their mistakes, and it's an attribute that Rob Baxter, Rob Hunter and Ali Heath are having spades, so it seems.
We saw him in the away fixture, wasn't it? Or was it, when they played Toulon over there, they were pinching themselves almost, from where they've come, the journey they came, a couple of years ago, it's all been thrown at them. And you do learn from your experiences. These guys were looking around in Toulon with the stars they were about to play. Yes, they were apprehensive, they weren't phased. And the more they play, the more they get exposed, even in the Challenge Cup. And visits to France, it just makes you stronger and closer, I think, as a unit. And that's what Baxter wants. He wants his lads to be able to give it the best.
No bones about it, the Premiership is the focus this season for the Exeter Chiefs, but while they're still up and running in this competition, Rob said to us before the game, well, you've got to keep fighting, haven't you? And the momentum for the season as a whole, that's why this game has extra importance, extra significance for the Chiefs. Dave Lewis set off quickly. Lovely hands from Whitton Adam Hughes. Just gave the pass a fraction too early. We have to give credit to Villani. Bottia.
That's experience again from Bottia. He knew that even with the slip hand pass from Whitton, it's great skills. And there's that lovely pass. Again, he just slid, didn't he? Slid off the tackler and filled the space.
Great hands from Ian Whitton, it really was. Sonaro, so Italian international. Good line out, take under pressure as well. They're down at 14 men. Hamish Gard is receiving some treatment. He's back on his feet now, though. Tom James.
That's great play from Exeter. They kept the discipline, and now they've got the turnover. There was no other option that La Rochelle had other than suicide ball. And I can see Skaysbrook warming up again. He's an old hand down there. He loved to get his hands dirty in the breakdown. So again, that's good Good managementship from Rob Baxter. 15 minutes to go. You bring experience on, and again, like I said, it was good play. You forced the error from La Rochelle.
Yeah, Ben White's had a good night. Don Harmon has been occupying that 7th shirt, but he's had no harm tonight. The performance, and Ben White Skaysbrook in that back row now.
Had a good 65 minutes. Well, I must admit, I haven't seen too much of him. I like him. He's not your archetypal 7 over top of the ball. Skaysbrook is more of that, but again, I just think on nights like this, when you just need out-and-out carriers and out-and-out dogs, he's been brilliant.
Look at the work of Carl Rivers in that front row now with Alex Brown and Greg Bateman. So quickly to get back on his feet and get back the 10. Really is you can see the team ethos oozing out of this Exeter Chiefs side. Yes, this game has slowed down in the second half, certainly, but the times when Exeter Chiefs have had to go down, come down into the La Rochelle half and try and squeeze some points. They have done, and that's why they have a lead of 16 points. Noah Goujon is off. Albert Buron is on. European debut for him. La Rochelle, remember their try came from driving more. Barak. Steenson had to take it in the end.
He's taken some hits recently. He took a few against Sarries. He's taken a few tonight, but he's there, body on the line stuff. The bounce of the rugby ball, I thought that ball was going to be too long. In fact, it was absolutely spot on. It stands up, Steenson takes it, Bortier just absolutely flattens him, but again, he's in the right place and saves a try. So, you know, they will get a 5 metre put in with all the new subs on, so it'll be a very concentrated scrum, I'm sure, from La Rochelle. But again, Steenson, the Irishman, just saving the day, or saving a try anyway, not so much the day, because I think 16 points should be well enough with 12 or so minutes to go. They just need to concentrate now. You can see Skaysbrook's on there, just having a chat, saying to his front 5, come on, just lock it out.
Becoming a really smart team, as Ali Heaton described them this week, with a steely undertone.
They're coming a side, I think, that people want to play for as well. You know, we're saying, oh, well, do you fancy going to Exeter? Which style do you play? Oh, we can play this style, or actually we can play this offloading style. Have you seen that DVD of La Rochelle first half? You can't play it all the time.
They've done it the right way, haven't they? Fundamentals, their basics right on and off the field. Sandy Park with that phase 1 of redevelopment happening. A lot of commitment around the club. The coaches signing on, the likes of Steenson. There's a club only going one way, and that is up.
There's only one team going one way, and that's La Rochelle. That's forward, unfortunately. But all the guys that have come on now, you've just got to bite. You've got to bite down on a bit of wood, bit of leather, and you just say, right, look, we're going to get hard times in the season. We've got to repel this. We've got to just stick in, and we've got to make sure they don't get a penalty try, because if this goes down again, I think he will reset, and on the third time, I'm sure he'll be under the posts. So this is what you train for. This is why you hit a scrummage machine thousands and thousands of times in practice, for live play like that.
It's moving around. Image cut. Oh, it's gone loose. Matt Jess has picked it up. Wick was there as well, and it's a knock on in the end. And McGuigan saying we should have put boot to ball.
Exactly. The forwards would have looked up saying, we've done our job. They've totally messed this up in the background. It was just a flit over the side of a G, and Botti, I think, just came inside thinking that, and that ball should have just been towed up the park. That's the misinterpretation of the move. He wanted to come on a loop, he was coming straight.
I was happy with the
but you make those decisions. I think you can buy the forwards a pint tonight,
guys,
rather than the other way
walk
around.
Side to side all night for the rest of the game. Sort it, please.
Interesting to see what happens between Connacht and Bayonne on Saturday. Connacht with 5 match point, Exeter Chiefs with 6 coming into this game. La Rochelle and Bayonne, the two French sides, on 4. Winning or loss each, but an away win. And Exeter hosting La Rochelle next week will put them in control. Wardi Fortassin. Sestero. A late change on the bench, wearing 23. Fortassin trying to get those runners involved. La Rochelle have knocked it on, and you have to say it's credit to La Rochelle. They continue to play. McGuigan. Fortassin has done really well. Little man, he's got back on his feet and he's bundled out to touch at the end.
They're overdoing it, La Rochelle. I mean, they've got some big units on the field, and they're just going to try and dent this Exeter defence. And they're just trying to be too cute, too smart. You've got big second rows trying to put the ball back inside, and then just turnover after turnover. They're not controlling the ball, but at least if it's one out, they will control it. That's good play from Exeter. Just clear your lines. So I can't quite work out what they're trying to do. I would go all out forward power if I was the La Rochelle coach, and you just see it's just too cute. And if you do cute, you've got to hold on to the ball. They're not. Good play again.
Years of this pass out the back.
He's been absolutely phenomenal. Not only he's got to scrum his backside off, he's got to get around the park. He's tackled like a back row forward. With Caldwell as well. I'm not picking him. A Horseman's done a job. They've all done a job. Been very, very good team. Well, it's a team ethos. It's a team together, isn't it? Well coached, well run, good discipline.
Time back on.
Running out of superlatives, aren't we, for Exeter?
It's a difficult place to get. You see La Rochelle's old 13th in the top 14. If people haven't seen any top 14, please watch. It is incredibly physical. And there's no mugs in it. I mean, what's the bottom of the table? Is it like 4 or 5 points? And there's about 6 or 7 sides. It's so tight.
There were 8 points off Porto Begler, who are in 6.
There you go.
So
they're not a bad side, and they've shown that tonight in glimpses.
Only 16 points off Toulon, who are top of the pile. That's how tight the top 14 is.
And this is after making 10 changes in one positional to the team that drew with Bayonne.
It's been a smart performance again for Exeter. Penalty, and the referee wants to hold because the hand has gone into the pocket. And it's your man.
It's that 22. It's that 42-year-old.
Kalashvili. Yellow card. Down to 14 for the remainder of this game now, La Rochelle. And Exeter put it into the corner now.
Steenson didn't fancy the kick. I'm the captain. I've put the ball in the corner. It's a bit of a naughty angle, so you forwards, please take it away.
But are we now talking about? I mean, if Exeter got another try here, that's 3 tries, and there's still plenty of time left. They scored 2 tries so quickly in that first half.
They will be delighted with the performance and the win. If the fourth try, well, it's the third try has got to come first. The fourth try comes along fine.
Oh, they bit the hand off for winning France before this game.
Put it like this, they won't be a very strong La Rochelle side going down to Sandy Park.
Oh, it's flown out wide, and there it is. There is try number 3. McGuigan. Byron McGuigan.
Let's go!
And it was on the cards, wasn't it, against 14. The line out worked well, and then it was a simple matter of hands.
Hit up, hit up, hit up, and that's when a big loopy pass does work. If it's the last man to go with about 3 yards to go, and he's got 3 yards in from the touchline, he can get on his belly, aquaplane it in. That's a lovely score from McGuigan. And again, is it possible? Steenson, correct decision. This will be favouring his right foot. because he does like slightly to bring it in from right to left. 18, get in there, get in. Oh, get him off.
He is human. After all.
And Kerry Sweeney's just coming on, who could have taken the kick. That's tremendous, Gareth Steenson.
Super Steenson. His night is done.
He's done more than he should, really. He's been charging around as we see the try going in. As like he falls back like into that 15-year-old body on the line. You don't see many 10s wanting to do that. He's done it, and that's again a good sign for the team. A good team spirit. I won't do anything that I won't ask myself, you to do if I won't do it. He's led the side superbly well. And Kerry Sweeney now can have 5 minutes of trying to do the same. Again, a lot of experience there, but they'll just run the clock down. They've got a chance to maybe to go for that extra bonus, so there'll be something on, and probably maybe on the right-hand side.
And Vinokolou's come on as well.
And there's another penalty for La Rochelle. They've totally gone now in front of the ball from the kickoff, so that's why we come back to the halfway.
La Rochelle changing another man. How the head's gone, and that's why talking about the bonus point. I mean, away victory in France. We've really said it, haven't we? It's a rarity. It always takes a big performance, but to get the maximum. It's been almost 1 foot in the quarterfinals. Almost. It's that kind of significant a result.
It is, and they've put it together very well. La Rochelle came out in the first half. They performed very, very well. Exeter had a couple of chances they didn't convert, then all of a sudden, boom, boom, couple of quick tries, and that's superb. Good scrum.
Barouches had to come back on. Guillaume goes off because, of course, Kalashvili went off with a yellow card. Here come the Exeter Chiefs. They realise 3 tries in the bank already. Kerry Sweeney just on the field. Again, that looping pass. Vinokoulou.
Step 20.
Lewis waits. There it is for him. Ryan Cordwell gets over that gain line.
Those 2 second rows have been fighting to get hold of the ball tonight, haven't they? Lees and Caldwell, to see who's got the biggest carries.
That's Bateman. Tom James, oh, it's opened up for him. Now needs support, it's Vinokoulou. Oh, it's going to be a dream trip to France for Exeter Chiefs. Gareth Steenson realises it. And this Exeter machine just keeps rolling on.
Well, Rob Baxter, you have had your dream come true. The crowd is definitely silent. It has been going silent since the first try, and it's gone pretty quiet, and people are leaving now with a couple of minutes to go. Bonus point. Gareth Steenson knows it. He celebrates. He's been the architect for most of the game, 70 minutes. Dean Munn's on the bike behind. You won't be needing you, mate. Hayden Thomas is a smile on the bike. And that's just a good all-round performance. Apart from Steenson's kicking, because he missed one, so.
Kerry Sweeney. Challenge Cup winner with the Cardiff Blues some 4 years ago now. With his European debut back in 1999. This from the touchline. Just comes back round on the left-hand side of the left upright. It won't matter though. 4 tries away from home in France, with the reverse fixture next week. And as you say, Dowie, I doubt La Rochelle will be sending a first team.
It could be 14 next week. Could be 14 tries, and that's not decrying La Rochelle, but they won't put a strong side out. They're out of the this competition. And they've got bigger fish to fry in the top 14 in a sense, but it's been a superb performance. Lewis gets charged down, but everything's bouncing Exeter's way now.
And they haven't finished yet. Tom James. He's had a good evening as well.
They all have. And again, everyone seems to know it's what my job is. Been a few slight fumbles and when they haven't got the kicking absolutely right and put a little bit of pressure on them, but again, they're a very good side that work things out.
Over 3 years since Exeter Chiefs last won in France. Lost their last 6 games against French opponents. And this is now 7 victories in a row. We're going to add La Rochelle to the list. But a bonus point victory in this Challenge Cup, as we say.
Well, I can confidently say it will be 8 on the bounce as they make a mistake. I think that's Lee's first mistake. And after that, they go into, as I said before, Sale away, Bath at home and Gloucester home. So 2 home games. They've only lost 2 in the Prem all season. Momentum. It's that overused word, but not in this case. It's been something they've been building, and they've been building very, very well.
And Rob Baxter will be very, very pleased with some of those players just in and around the fringes, those guys who don't start on the bench or
I'm happy. Just
they're on the starters with a performance to a man.
Ali Heifer again, the batch kick, Rob Hunter, all of their their part to play skills coach Ricky Pello. It's his. They've got a plan A and plan B, and quite comfortable to use any way, which way we need to.
And in the end, a fairly comfortable victory this is going to be.
Very comfortable.
Lewis, never really in any particular doubt. Yes, La Rochelle started the game really well, but ever since then, Exeter have pretty much been in control. Not always on the scoreboard, but always felt like they've had another gear to go up. And Lewis tries to get into that gear again.
This Hughes, he's got a good engine on him as well. He can take it in.
Matt Jess, now Tom James. Huge hit still flying in from the La Rochelle players, and they've turned it over, and the crowd's one last.
I think it's time for Exeter to get the message on to kick the ball out. If this gets turned over, just kick it out, lads. You've covered yourself in enough glory.
Barak and Vurat.
Move!
And La Rochelle will lick their wounds, and a painful visit to Exeter next week. This just the start of round 3 and all the European action to come. Starts with Sale against Saracens, and Ospreys against Racing Metro, and of course Munster against Clermont on Saturday. They started in really good fashion, and we've seen some excellent tries here as La Rochelle still won't give up, and they'll need this fighting spirit through the rest of the top 14 campaign.
Well, Barak's very skillful there, the 15 taken in. He was on the end of that pass for the try. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it.
And that is it. That is 7 wins in a row, and what an impressive 7th win it was from the Exeter Chiefs. Only their 2nd ever victory in France, and what an impressive way to do it as well. This incredible Exeter Chiefs story continues. They've beaten La Rochelle in their back garden, 36 points to 10.